Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. We're basically just waiting for more people to join in. This is basically our new format. We want to give you a glimpse into our discussions, what we do on a daily basis, and maybe also share some exciting updates with you. Yeah, drop a message into the chat, say hi, say what you think, drop us some questions, obviously, and we will be happy to have a cool discussion with all of you. Now we're just gonna wait a few more minutes, I suppose, for more people to join, and then we're basically ready to roll.
Let us know where you are from, guys, if you can hear us.
Yeah, also just some precautionary message on my side, right? This is the first time we're doing this. I mean, obviously we're super excited to do this, but maybe some technical difficulties might come along the way. We for sure hope not. We keep our fingers crossed, but obviously it can be a possibility. Either way, super nice to do this live and to have some real-time discussions with my colleagues and friends. Yeah, weather not so nice today, yeah?
Yes, people should say where they are from. Sorry, this was. People should let us know which country you are from. Lots of Austrians, I presume. But yeah, we have a wild mix here in the room today. So yeah, let us know, guys. I presume you hear this after work, possibly, and yeah, excited to share some exciting updates about Pantos.
I already saw one very interesting question. Obviously, we're not going to answer it right away, but we'll keep this one for later.
Yeah, we're waiting for the signal to jump in here and yeah, basically start the updates that we've planned. But yeah, as Leon already said, it's an experimental format today. Excited to have you guys here on the first iteration, and yeah, let's see what this grows into. So we want to be the Web3 project that is kind of most transparent, most open, most in touch with the community, and this is just another idea to kind of, yeah, be closer in touch with you guys, and let's see how it works out. And if it works out well today, then it would be great to have some more iterations of this format in the future. Who goes ahead with you?
All right, guys. So thanks again, everybody, for joining. Leon here. I am very happy to be in front of the camera again, and also very happy to be here with my colleagues. This is, like I said already, our very first live stream this year. We're here in our Vienna office. We're gearing up for some big events and for some cool updates. And we want to introduce this new concept to you, which are basically community hours or office hours, or how you want to call them. And this is basically an effort for us to connect directly with you all, and for us to share some cool updates and get obviously some input in real time, which we for sure can take into consideration, obviously. And yeah, like I said, this is a test run for us, but hopefully more of this is going to come along the way. Luis, Juan, anything else you might want to add on this?
Well, how big? Basically, happy to be around. See some people jumping on there. Nice to see you all, guys. and happy to share some of the stuff we have for today. Many questions around the same topics, so hopefully we can answer some of them and bring you some additional content around some of the things we are already preparing for the next quarter, how we're going to approach this stuff, why do we still keep thinking Pantos is a cool project, and why do we keep working on this and dedicate so many hours to this project, right?
For 5 years.
For 5 years, yeah. So, which is kind of a weird thing, right, in the crypto ecosystem, because normally, marketing goes first, and then you have the product if it really happens, right? So in our case, it's like completely the other way around. So, which is one of the things I have to say that really attracts me from the project. So, yeah, that's the thing. Happy to see everybody there.
Cool. Maybe we can already start a bit with the first announcements. I mean, this is some stuff we've shared before as well, but it's mostly about Pantos' presence on big crypto conferences. As you know, we're gonna visit EBC, which is basically the European Blockchain Convention in Barcelona next week. So almost the whole team is gonna be present. It's gonna be me, it's gonna be Luis, it's gonna be Juan. Marcel, who is sitting behind the camera, is also going to be there. We're obviously going to try to take you with us, gonna try to produce a lot of content, and since Bitpanda is also a big sponsor of that event, and we have some cool talks coming up, we for sure hope to get to know a lot of projects, a lot of people in the space, and basically expand our network and also make some buzz, obviously, for the Mainnet launch.
Yeah, so more comments around the stuff. The approach for the thing is like we are doing a twofold initiative. Obviously, the team is jumping there in Barcelona, so the three of us here will be there, plus more people there from the Pantos team, also much more people from Bitpanda, because Bitpanda is sponsoring the event, which is quite exciting for ourselves. If you are around, please don't hesitate to reach to us. It will be nice to have a chat with anybody from the community. In-person things are always much more interesting. And interestingly for Pantos, I will be in a panel discussion around multi-blockchain with other people. We have some people from the European Department of, I'm sorry for him because I don't remember exactly his title, but kind of a legal stuff on blockchain, Europe, how are they approaching this stuff, plus other companies from the crypto ecosystem, kind of discussion. What are we doing there? What does Pantos has to do with the multi-blockchain ecosystem? Why being multi-blockchain is important, and why is Pantos already there? So hopefully it will be like a interesting discussion there. Hopefully, let's see.
Amazing, yeah. So we're super excited for that European Blockchain Conference. Juan, as he said, will be on a panel discussion there. We will see what we will be able to film from that and also share with you guys afterwards. But actually, the really important part in all of these conferences happens, of course, off the stage, when we are in conversations with other projects, with other protocols, can forge potential partnerships, kind of test the waters if it might make sense to partner or not. Because as we approach the mainnet, and also when we are in the mainnet, then of course it becomes more and more important to ramp up our BD efforts, get to know new people in the space, and I'm sure you guys are also familiar with a lot of other projects. So maybe put in the chat the projects you would want Pantos to partner with. We will see if we can meet them at some of those conferences and forge some connection and turn it into something super nice. And speaking about this conference importance and about the importance of making new connections in the space and getting our name out there, how we as we approach the mainnet, Leon has some exciting other announcement for you guys that will still take place this year.
Yes, but that announcement is maybe not yet to come, just at a bit of a later stage. But there's also basically another conference that we're gonna visit, and this is the DevCon. And the DevCon is basically one of crypto's most biggest conferences, right? If not the biggest. It's going to have a lot of attendees, a lot of projects, a lot of very important foundations in the crypto space. And it's going to be us, so primarily the Pantos team going there, and also some other cool colleagues who work on crypto native stuff at Bitpanda. And DEF CON is, like I said, one of the biggest developer conferences. And this is the perfect playground and the perfect breeding ground for Pantos, basically, to get in touch with those new projects and also existing projects that Louis just mentioned. Any key details will follow soon, I would say. But the team is definitely super, super excited to go there, to fly to Bangkok and to make, again, some buzz for Pantos.
I would say this is an announcement worth making, or I
This
don't know what Leon was referring
is
to,
an
but,
announcement worth making. Yeah, I was getting I was getting a bit of confused because it's not the only announcement for today, and I thought Louis was already thinking forward. But obviously, like he said, I think this is announcement. This is already a good announcement per se. Yeah, maybe we can then already jump into the next topic, which is basically the audit and the mainnet progress, right, Juan?
Sure. Hopefully, somebody's saying that the mic doesn't sound particularly loud. I will try to make it a bit louder. So, obviously, Pantos is, and I know because some of your comments, guys and girls, there is some concerns around audit, what's going on with the audit, blah, 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 blah. So, just for all of you, right now we have already passed our very first audit, right? So, basically I cannot really disclaim all the findings from the audit because there is quite a few. What I can tell you is that basically no critical issues, no highly critical stuff was really found there. Regular findings, minor comments, suggestions, all this kind of stuff. All that has already been put there. Actually, I announced last Friday we have already released version 2.0 for the smart contracts, and that was not really explained there, but many of those changes from the audit were already put there. Auditors are going for a second round for all these findings and the mitigation results for that. That's good. And obviously, because we are not only going to have one single audit, we are right now already going through a second audit process, right? Which is going to be ended something like in 2 weeks or so. We should have our very first report from the auditors, right? So, I don't know if you are familiar with how an audit process goes, but basically we provide the auditors with our code base. They go through it, they take a look, they explore it, and they try to find whatever issues they might have, recommendations, blah, blah, blah. They generate the corresponding report, right? Our developers and the team just pick it up from there. We evaluate, discuss, implement, in this loop, and then we bring back an additional report with all the stuff we have found. So just to summarize, we have already finished our very first audit. Our auditors will make a report, an announcement. I'm not really sure when that's going to happen, but it's going to be pretty soon. And right now we are in the middle of the second audit process, which so far I have to say is going okay, but we don't have the report from the auditors so far. That's going to happen eventually in something like 2 weeks or so. But please don't worry. When the auditors send us their report, basically we take it from there and start evaluating this thing and implementing anything new if something is required. So things on that side from a technical audit perspective and going pretty well, I would say. So no big concerns about the stuff, which makes sense because in the way Pantos has been developed, it takes a while, but obviously because we are making a huge effort to put good security practices, good deployment, good designs and all this stuff, put it into practice. So that takes time, and we know sometimes people don't really understand why it's taking so long, right? So this is one of these reasons to really have a good results and findings from our audit processes. Yeah.
Yes, I mean, Juan already spoiled the announcement of the second audit. I think this is also maybe a good point in time to share a few words on the company who is conducting the second audit, namely their common prefix. I am going to drop the link to their website into the chat as soon as I stop speaking. But it's actually a very, very cool company in the sense that it's a highly specialized team consisting of both academics and industry professionals that have worked with a lot of companies, a lot of layer ones, other smart contract protocols. And from the initial discussions we've already had with them, I think it was half a year back, or 7 or 8 months even back, we instantly realized that they are top-notch in this field, and they for sure made a super good impression so far. Also with how the audit is going so far, and with how the conversations have unfolded, we are very confident that it was a super good decision to onboard them, and yeah, we're very happy to call them our audit partners. Yeah, cool. This regarding the audit. Anything else, Juan, maybe that might be worth mentioning about the mainnet progress? Anything else in that context?
Yeah, so which is like the question everybody's asking, right? What's going on with Mainnet? So obviously, as you can imagine, if we are right now preparing our audits and all this process to just ensure the whole thing makes sense, no security holes, security fixes are already put into place beforehand. This stuff is basically because we are approaching our Mainnet release, right? There has been a lot of work. I know some of you are really aware of this stuff. Just for those who are not really aware of what is required to really going into Mainnet, going into Mainnet doesn't means like putting our contracts into Mainnet for everybody to be really available there. There's a lot of work around that stuff. Our code is open source, so if you are really familiar with open source projects on GitHub, or you are a developer, have some experience, or simply have some curiosity, you can just go there to our GitHub repos and take a look to see all the stuff that is going on there, right? The thing is that that's not all the things that are happening, right? Because we are hosting part of the infrastructure running Pantos, right? So basically this means that we have to go into additional processes, especially with testing, integration pipelines, security testing. Actually, there's a lot of testing, so you will hear me saying these words pretty much, right? There's a lot of testing going on there. And actually, we have been implementing RBAC control for our smart contracts. So for those of you not familiar with this concept, this is basically role-based access control, right? Where basically, if in the future we need to make whatever changes on our smart contracts, right? Whatever reason, just imagine we have to add a new feature, we have to post contracts for whatever reason, something is compromised, this kind of stuff. We really need to go through a really thoughtful process of people going there, making signatures, providing additional credentials and stuff, so that thing can really happen in such a way that we are really aware that all the stuff is done in a secure way, right? So obviously all that stuff takes a while. If you are a developer, you will understand that right now in the current crypto ecosystem, there are libraries for this stuff, but there is a lot of uncertainties there that has to be done, tested, evaluated, so far and so on. And obviously, from a GitHub perspective and how all this stuff is integrated, well, we have multiple pipelines. Again, more testing, and I repeat all this stuff because it's consumes quite a lot of our efforts there, preparing all this thing to be solid, and put it together, right? And in this sense, I have to remember you all, if you have some development experience, or even if you are just interested in contributing to the project, Pantos is an open source project, right? So what does it mean? That simply means that independently of your technologically, you're a technical person or not, right? You can really go there to our GitHub repos, right, and contribute. You can contribute with code, find bugs, whatever, put an additional feature you may find. You would like to have something there. Yes, no, you think that, especially with documentation, for example, the docs for Pantos are open source also, right? So you can really jump there, and if you really know how to proceed doing something, you really want to explain how swap works, whatever, right? You can just go there, put a pull request, we will evaluate it, and you can contribute to this thing, right? And it's good for us, it's good for the project, and probably it's also good for you because you can really participate in an open source project, which is widely known, right? So that's also good for your CV. And I tell you this because I was also working on larger open source products, right? So that's a quite common approach for this. And something I would also like to say in this sense, for this format, right, for this office hours kind of thing, we will bring you probably, well, we have to decide in which period, right? Probably something like once per month, something like that. Somebody from the team will jump around, right? So you can also meet other peoples from the team.
So it's not always the same two blokes standing in front of the
not
camera,
always the
basically.
same. Two guys, we have more people, right? Just working on development and doing additional stuff, right? So they can really jump here, explain you different things, right? Because it's not only from also a technical perspective, right? Sometimes we have to decide exactly the topics there, but people can tell you like, how do you run a service node, right? How do you configure it? How do you make it happen? Because just remember, you can run your own service node, collect fees, make all this stuff happen, right? On your laptop at home, right? All that stuff is really possible, right? And you don't really need to be like a computer magician or a technical expert to have something like this up and running, right? So we'll have some people from the team here jumping on there, explain how this thing works. We will have more technical discussions, right? What does it mean to be consensus? How all the stuff for our contracts works around? What is a validator? How does it work? So we also want to have like some sort of, let's say, educational space here, right? So we can have like a community that is not only enthusiastic about Pantos, but also really wants to understand how the crypto thing works. What's the thing? What are the things that we can really do there? And also trying to have, an interactive forum, right? Not only just like around Pantos, but also Pantos. What are the options we have there? Possibilities, additional features. Maybe there are some features you are guys expecting. We don't really know. Feel free to let us know. We can bring there people who can really implement those things. Building up a community of people and just educating around the whole thing we're building, right? So, and I'm talking too much, by the way. So.
No, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, the more the better. Luis was already hesitantly reaching out for the mic, but just one more minor comment on my side, a bit off topic, because I saw some comments saying that some of you guys would prefer for this to happen in German, right? Because obviously the majority of our community comes from Austria or from Germany. We have Juan here this time, and he came from Spain, and that's why it was also such a cool opportunity to do this now. And also our opinion in this was to basically make it accessible to as many people as possible, right? And we for sure can take this into consideration for our upcoming live streams. We can do one in German, we can do one in English, we can switch between them. But yeah, definitely also good feedback from your side. And now I will give the mic to Luis, who was already eager to speak.
Yeah, thank you very much. And it's a good comment about this whole German and English thing. But guys, you also have to think a bit ahead into the future. So as we approach the mainnet, it's simply the case that also the nature of this community will to some degree change. We aim to always kind of also feed our core community. We know there's a big German-speaking user base that has supported us for years and years, but ultimately we also all want this thing to go really big, right? And to ultimately, have a lot of tokens launched on top of the Panda standard, have a thriving ecosystem of developers and users all around the world who launch new tokens, who integrate Pantos into their developments, who make cross-chain transfers, and so on and so on. And for this, we think ahead, we need to also think very much on a consumer side. How do we position ourselves and how do we make ourselves accessible to a global audience? Juan mentioned now a lot of things regarding kind of catering to developers, and we need to get more people to run nodes. We need to get more people. We need to up our documentation in order to make it easier to onboard new users. But with the mainnet launch, as you can think, we also want to go big on a consumer level in all directions, basically. And there will be, as you can already guess, a quite big marketing campaign that we have planned to get the word out there. Some of you might remember what we did for the open beta launch a while ago now already. basically the open beta launch campaign will be tiny in comparison what we plan for the mainnet launch. So we want this thing to go really big, go global, go international, and then I'm sorry people, there is always gonna be some core service to our German speaking users, but we want this thing to take off, and people are simply, crypto is a global thing, right? We need to have everyone in the boat. And one core thing that also relates to this whole topic, we will share at a later point more details around the marketing campaign, launch campaign that we have planned, and kind of what our concrete idea is to make this thing go huge. But one thing that we can share here also on the stream that hasn't been announced before is some sort of brand update. I think it's also doesn't come as a crazy surprise that we will that we are planning this, but the Pantos website, I've already seen it in the chat. Can you explain why the homepage is neglected? It's forever out of date, by Dominik Schulz. Thank you for this comment, and you are absolutely correct. It's has been a bit neglected and is a bit outdated, and this is something that we definitely aim to solve before the mainnet launch, together with a slight update in terms of branding, in terms of our design system, basically propelling it into the current day and age and making it really sleek and fun to use, joyful to use, so that we get the right brand values across that we aim to give people when they use Pantos, and that we aim to transport out then later into the world with this big marketing campaign. So this is also something that we can't share details around yet, but definitely you guys can be excited. We have not forgotten the website, we have not forgotten our branding, and there will be an update for this in line with the mainnet launch in order to achieve the maximum and basically get the maximum out of our campaign, and let the people know that we are now we were in research mode before, we will still be in research mode afterwards, but now we are a live protocol that will be used, that has a global community, and our brand and website will definitely reflect that.
I mean, I think Luis summed it up pretty nicely, and I also saw a comment that sort of chimes in here very nicely, meaning if we're still confident to become a game changer and revolutionize the space, right? So obviously this is one of our goals, right? And this is also something that we want to incorporate in our positioning. We all know that the cross-chain / multi-chain landscape is extremely competitive, right? You have a lot of projects operating in the space, projects that have been operational for a huge amount of time, right? But we, I think, still do think that we're standing out in this industry, right? First of all, with our institutional trust and transparency positioning, right? Unlike many crypto projects, we're basically backed by Bitpanda, which is a fully regulated and highly trusted European entity. This is something that no other project in the space can say. We're also operating, as you can see, with a fully transparent and fully doxed team that is not shy to make a fool out of themselves in front of the camera. And everything we've done so far has been based on rigorous research and development, right? I said it before, it's over 6 years of dedicated research. We have always taken a very methodical and cautious approach when it comes to the development of our protocol, to our infrastructure, and prioritizing user security and long-term stability is basically one of the most important things for us. And we have a very serious commitment to security, I would say. So to sort of answer this question, because I thought it came at a very nice point in time. And I think we can also basically maybe also mention one more thing, because I saw it on my checklist, and this is basically the topic of the university award. Juan, do you maybe want to share some words on that?
Yeah, I mean, it was already announced. Guys, we collaborate with the University of Vienna and the University of Hamburg. So recently, it was a quite good news for us and such a surprise. They got an award. Basically, I completely forgot the name of the conference there, but they got scientific research. Scientific research, an award for the research they are doing. Right, we already published on Telegram the name of the paper. You are more than welcome to Google it. You know, if you're interested in this stuff, which is particularly an interesting point, because that simply means that part of the stuff and the collaboration we are doing with these guys is being recognized by the research community, right? And somehow you can expect that this knowledge is transferring to the Pantos project itself, right? So that's also, we already announced this thing in Telegram, I think 2 weeks ago, something like that. But it is good to just remember everybody how things are working down there. Something I have not mentioned and I'm going to mention right now is that we are revisiting entirely the docs documentation page, right? So now you have we have docs for Pantos, right? Because somebody is asking around the specification needed for our nodes. So don't worry, this is part of the documentation we're preparing right now. So we are going to jump into kind of low-level detail for API entry points there, more on versioning and all this stuff. So there will be more information, technical information on this side. So that's something also we are really working around. Sorry, I jump things in between, but that's something good, I guess.
No worries. One question that we also don't want to avoid here, or was asked many times: when token migration, what happens to the token migration, when will the token migration come, and so on and so on. Yeah, guys, the thing there is the token migration is for us internally already basically ready on a technical level. So we have the existing token standard, the ERC20 token, and we have the Pandas token. We have kind of the migration contract for it, and the whole technical aspect of this is not very difficult, and we have practiced it multiple times internally and are very confident that this is going to happen and it is not going to be any problem. However, we have to consider some external factors there. You guys know that is our plan to get Pantos token listed on external exchanges at some point, and there is really the topic that we need to kind of plan our timeline together with these external partners. And unfortunately, as you can imagine, we can't share here any concrete info about that. But we need to basically align it together with external parties in order to have the perfect timeline for this. So that we achieve the maximum impact and make it as seamless as possible for everyone to migrate, for the exchanges to basically have the migrated Pandas token live and ready as soon as possible. And there is simply not enough, not too many updates to share there right now. What is important is you guys can be sure that it happens before the mainnet launch. That's a requirement that's well known for some time. And beyond that, you will have to trust us that we are acting in the best interest of the Pantos community and the Pantos token in general. We will aim to make it as smooth as possible, super seamless for Bitpanda holders, and super one-click transaction for on-chain holders as well. And don't worry about this topic. We have the best interest of the community in mind, but at this point in time, we just have to align with some third parties, but this is simply a kind of business thing, has nothing to do with any technical difficulties. On a technical level, the token migration is safe and sound and planned and not a problem at all. So rest assured that it will happen before mainnet launch.
Cool. Like everyone I think said here, and I think this came across pretty nicely, is that we're working extremely hard to get everything ready, right? But obviously big things take time. Our main goal, as always, is to deliver something that is secure, that is stable, that works, is future-proof, and we're pushing ahead, and we want to do it right. So trust us, it will be worth the wait, and we cannot wait to have more sessions like these. At least for me, it was like incredibly fun. Also to exchange, obviously, with my colleagues and to share some updates with you. And yeah, I guess maybe Juan wants to say something more.
Yeah, I mean, quite awesome to be around. Maybe we can pick up some questions from the guys here in the chat and give some answers there.
So we tried to simultaneously, obviously, answer already some questions. You know, like Luis did it with the token migration. The branding aspect was mentioned. The positioning aspect was mentioned. We also mentioned something about how we want to position ourselves in the future. So if there are no more questions, I think.
For example.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in no rush here.
Yeah. Example then. Benjamin, sorry if I don't pronounce your name correctly. Benjamin Ramszewski is asking for how to have a Docker setup. Will be nice. Yes. We have some plans on somebody jumping here from the team just to explain how do we set up your Docker image. If you are familiar with Docker, well, just for give you to put some ideas here, you can run the service nodes using Docker or installing a Debian package or simply running the whole thing out of the code there. So this is something we will explain at the different levels. That's something that is already in the plan for this kind of show, right? So don't worry, that will happen for sure. I read somewhere. Yes, I'm asking, will the migration be easy for those of us with our token in MetaMask? Yes, that should not be a problem. Again, as Luis mentioned, this is not really like a technical problem because all these token migrations are somehow standard, right? It's more like a kind of business kind of decision and finding the exact moment to execute. So don't worry, guys. That's not something technically difficult that can be postponed something like 1 month or so. So don't worry for that. That's something that should be compatible with your current MetaMask and the most common smart wallet. So that's not going to be a terrible thing. Okay, you're already running a service node. So thanks a lot for that. Actually, we are more than happy to see if you have any kind of comment on our GitHub repos, whatever problem issues are around there. I will be more than happy to
contribute.
Contributions, or just if there is any bug around there. We have Telegram channel. You can put there your comments around this thing, or if that's only for the GitHub repo, you leave there your bug. That would be awesome. Yeah. So and also don't worry because we will have probably in October. We don't know exactly the date, but we will have another meeting like this. Probably we will not be together, the three of us, in the same room. We'll be more distributed. So I'm sorry for Marcel because he will have to deal with all the, all the logistic to set up all this stuff. But we'll have a different topic. We will announce it accordingly, right? I will probably try to pick up somebody from the team to join there. And
yes, also let us know really quickly who from the team you would like to see the most, actually, because there are some I wouldn't call them camera shy guys, but guys you haven't seen so far on camera, right? Mostly it's like I said, Luis and me who are doing those kind of things. But if there's somebody else specifically who we'd like to see, yeah, interesting to hear for us. And yeah, I think we can sort of call it a day. Thank you so much for tuning in and for taking the time to hear us speaking, engaging with us, and sharing some updates with you. Like Juan said, our next Pantos live stream will most likely be in October. We'll obviously share the exact date and time soon. Thanks so much for joining us. We, as always, appreciate all your support, and stay tuned for everything that's to come.
Thank you.
Guys.
See ya.
Bye. Have a nice one.
See you. Bye.